Next, I would like to give the Kirk Haas Award. One of the other privileges of the president of the bar is we get to give this very special award to one person in recognizing the unique human qualities that we all strive to attain, but very few achieve. The recipients include folks that have abiding respect and caring for others, coupled with an ongoing demonstration of the actual deeds of legal services with no reward beyond the deed itself. The award is unique because the recipient selects Florida Law School in a scholarship to be awarded to a second-year law student who we hope will be a leader who demonstrates exceptional and high degree of integrity, ethics, professionalism, and concern for others. I knew 2 years ago who I was going to give this award to. When I was here last year, the day after I became president, I said to Jack, I want to give this award to Larry Smith. Larry is not only a friend, he's been at the forefront of diversity and inclusion for the bar and LGBT issues, and he has contributed monumental efforts to the Florida bar in so many ways that we can't even count them. Larry, in light of the horrific tragedy targeting the LGBT community here in your town, I would appreciate if you would come up and accept this award and say a few words, please.
Nice tempo.
So while he's coming up here, this award recognizes the unique human qualities that we all strive to attain but few achieve. These include an abiding respect and caring for others, coupled with the ongoing demonstration of the actual deeds of legal services with no reward beyond the deed itself. I know I said that a minute ago, but it bears repeating. Larry is one of these rare individuals, and you are, sir. You have special qualities. I'm honored to call you my friend. Congratulations. Got it?
Mr. President, I humbly accept this award on behalf of the people on whose behalf I have tried to give a voice: the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgendered men and women who were denied opportunities or treated poorly simply because they were perceived to be different. This past week, all of us, especially the LGBT community, have been shaken. And since I accept this award, not for me, but for my community, I hope you will forgive me if I depart from the norm. Don't just smile, be photographed, and sit down, and that you, my colleagues, will afford me the personal privilege of taking just a few minutes to talk about what has happened this week. I have thought hard, I have prayed long about what to say when there are no right words to say. I may take too long, and if I do, you will have to chalk it up to what is in my heart. It is still fresh, it still hurts, and right now it feels like many of the things we thought we had accomplished have been stripped away from us by what happened just down the road from this beautiful hotel last Sunday. I should also remember others that exactly 1 year ago today, a lone shooter walked into a small African American church in downtown Charleston, South Carolina, where people had gathered for prayer. The people there felt safe and secure and loved, and into that place, a 21-year-old man walked and shot 9 people in the hope of igniting a racial war in our country. For many in the LGBT community, Nightclubs like Pulse in downtown Orlando provided that kind of safe place when their churches, sometimes their own families, had rejected them. Pulse was a place where people could put aside pretense or hiding in the judgment of others, if only for a short time, to laugh, share the company of others who wanted nothing more than to be friends and to be with friends. Those who gathered asked nothing more of the outside and often judgmental world except to be left in peace in that one small, special, safe place. When the gunman walked into the Pulse on June 12th, it was not a random choice or an effort made to make some wider, broader political statement with the government. He didn't walk across the street to the Wendy's or next door to the Dunkin' Donuts on Orange Avenue, where anybody in the community could be found on any given Saturday night. He drove over an hour to one of the largest and busiest gay nightclubs in the theme capital of the world, where he knew inside hundreds of gay people would be found. He walked into their safe space, and as they laughed and sang and danced, he methodically shot and killed as many of those people as he could, because he thought they were gay and that gay lives somehow are less than worthy. The LGBT community has heard that message before, and I want to share this bit of history and then try to move on. On June 24, 1973, the upstairs lounge in the French Quarter of New Orleans was a gay bar on the second floor, but on that day it was holding a service for the Metropolitan Community Church, which caters to the gay community. Now, after the service, the patrons were listening to a pianist and raising money for a fundraiser when the doorbell rang. When the patrons opened the door, the smell of lighter fluid and the heat of flames engulfed the room. There were steel bars on the windows, and there was no escape, so 32 people died. As hard as that is to imagine, what happened next is worse, because what happened was nothing. Families refused to claim the bodies of their family members. A sympathetic priest at a local church intervened and attended funeral service for which he was chastised by his superiors. There was a half-hearted investigation, but today, 43 years later, no one has ever been charged with that horrible crime. To the world, the message was that people inside the steel bars were invisible and unimportant because they were gay. That is why it is so hard for us to hear people simply refer to the individuals at the Pulse, referred to in generic terms like the victims or the casualties, because it strips those people in death of something many gained in life only through the greatest of sacrifice, their sense of self-worth and identity as gay people. So on Sunday morning when we woke up, we held our breath. But our hearts, which had sunk to an awful low on Sunday morning, began to be buoyed by the goodness in others. Through horror, we found humanity. In Orlando, we saw hundreds of people stand in line in the hot Florida sun to give blood to strangers they would never meet. And we witnessed an outpouring of love and support from around the world on social media and through pictures of buildings from the Freedom Tower to the Eiffel Tower. Bridges and monuments lit in bright, true colors. The American flag is flying at half-mast, and yesterday the President of the United States came to Orlando to offer the respect of a grieving nation. He was met by vigils and candles, signs of love from everyone, from everyday people in our community. To a group often called the invisible minority, even the simple act of the word Orlando United, with the word United, if you've seen on the badges in colors, that means that we are not invisible, and instead we are a valuable part of a beautiful, diverse quilt we call America. Our grief instead of having to be hidden, can be shared with the world. As I stand here, funerals are taking place in Orlando, and the FBI has issued heightened warnings of alert for all of the other gay bars in Orlando. But here is what I will say. The gunman in Charleston and the gunman in Orlando failed at what they hoped to do, which was to divide us as a community and to divide us as a nation. We will not live in fear. We will bury our dead. We will heal. Together, we will build a better America where hatred and misunderstanding is replaced with love and pride, not just during the month of June, which has been designated as Pride Month, but every single day. We will now return to our long, steady journey toward equality. We will show the world that we are a nation of laws and of equal justice under those laws. That is the legacy of, and my solemn promise to these 49 men and women in my LGBT and ally community. You did not die alone. You did not die in vain. We will not forget you. Our pulse is stronger than ever. Thank you.
Love you, Beck. Maybe one day we'll get to the we the people living together as it was expected of us. Thank you, Larry.